Hello, welcome back. This is our last day. I'd like to thank all of you being here all these days, physically and virtually. And today, our last session topic is about all the institutions that help our projects. So it's institutional support in production, promotion, and networking. So Agora, it's the main purpose, as I was saying in my introduction, that the purpose of our Agora is the networking, is to meet people, is to create hubs, co-productions, and help the creators, the producers, the animators to produce, promote, distribute their projects. So in this context, this year we are so happy and proud to collaborate with MIFA, the international market, the global, the largest marketplace of animation in Annecy Festival. And to have here with us Géraldine Baché, who is the head of MIFA, and we together organized a 3-day pitch coaching workshop that was held by Géraldine Baché and Antoine Lietou from Lidac Films. And during these 3 days, 6 selected projects from Cyprus, Greece, and Portugal were here working hard and preparing their pitch. And this pitch, the official pitch session will take place this afternoon, only physically, in this room at 2:30 this afternoon. And you are all invited to be here. So now I would like to welcome Géraldine Baché, who is here with us today. I would like to thank her so much for all her distribution, her work, and her commitment. And Géraldine will present us Annecy Festival. And she'll be here with us this afternoon as well, because it is part of the jury with Antoine Lietou, Tunde Vollenberg, Nancy Denny Phelps, and myself to award the best pitch that will go in Annecy next year to pitch in front of 200, it's okay. 200 decision makers, which is huge. So the floor is yours. Géraldine, welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mike. Everybody can hear me? It's okay? Thank you. So good morning, everybody, and thank you, Mike. Thank you to Animasyros. We are very pleased to partner this year. It's a first collaboration, I mean on site, but of course we know each other since a long time, so I think it was the next step we had to do this year, so I'm very happy with that. Just to introduce shortly myself, and to correct you, I'm not exactly the head of MIFA, which I would like to be, but no. I'm just head of project for the MIFA. It means that we have a team, there is a head of the head of MIFA, but I'm not the one who organize all the market. I mostly focus my mission on the talent. I really like to travel a lot, meet people, find new talent all over the world, and find a way to give them some support from Annecy and to use Annecy and the festival and the market as a springboard for them. So I have been working for 20 years now, almost 20 years, in Annecy. It's quite a long, but I'm quite often move from one job to another. That's the way I fitted myself in animation, because from the beginning I didn't know at all about animation. to be honest. I came from the book and the cinema, but finally I fall in love with Annecy, the city, and I stayed there till now. So for the people who don't know Annecy, it looks like that. It is a very small, not so small, but very cute city, located near the Alps, near Switzerland. The closest airport is Geneva. It is very famous for its lake surrounded by mountains. If you have the chance to come once, I'm sure that you will be very happy with the area. I know that you are very lucky to be here in Greece with this beautiful Iceland, but it's another frame. So we were supposed to celebrate the 60th anniversary last June in Annecy, but for the reason you know, we had to cancel and to move on a digital edition. Whatever, we will postpone this edition, this anniversary to the next edition. But I wanted to tell you that it's a long life for the festival, 60 years. And I don't know if I will be able to explain everything in 20 minutes because it's a short time to explain the whole story of Annecy. But I will try to give you the key dates of the history of Annecy so that you can know a bit more about where we start and so far where we are. So I think it's very important to see the evolution of Annecy. So to do that, we have to go back in the past, 60 years ago. And something that you have to know is in Annecy, we had a very strong and active cine club made of passionate of animation. They really like animation. They were in love with that. And they were in connection with the organizer of les Journées du Cinéma, the Journey of Cinema. And they were always connected, discussing about the way they can put more animation into the family of cinema, especially in Cannes. And they did the 2 editions of les Journées du Cinéma in Cannes before 1960. It was good, but not good enough, because the people from animation didn't feel at ease at Cannes because it wasn't exactly the family they were looking for. You know, in animation, you are like in the background. You are not a star like in a cinema. And it was difficult for them to be there and to meet the people and to be recognized. So after 2 editions, the organizer of les Journées du Cinéma said that we have to move this event. We could not stay in Cannes, it's not possible. So let's find another place. And of course, because they were very connected to the Cine Club of Annecy, they start discussing why not going to Annecy and hold the first festival. And they could do that because at that time, if you wanted to do an international film festival, the city needed to have at least a casino. I don't know why, but a casino, and we had one, and to be located nearby an airport so that people can, of course, come easily. So, of course, we had these 2 conditions, and then it was the first time Annecy held the festival. So that's the way it started, and it never stopped since that time. Okay? So just let me check if I don't miss anything. Okay, that's great. So during many years, the festival was held every 2 years. It was a pact between all the festivals belonging to the ADIFA association, because we wanted to give enough place to all the festivals. So once you have the Festival of Annecy, maybe the next year you have Zagreb and Annecy again. So that's the way it was, okay? And at that time, we start to become bigger. And beside the competition, the festival starts to enlarge its offers with special screening, tributes, exhibition. We start to have the venue of special guests. The submission also increased a lot, and selection should be really rigorous. Still 1975, participants keep growing, made of passionate, but also professional. We start to see some professional coming to Annecy. Between 1960 and 1998, which will be the annualization of the festival, not everything was easy and rose-colored. And the decision to be annual had been lived as a treason by the member of the HAZIFA. I think you have to understand that it was for political reason and economical reason, but it's part of the history of Annecy, and the day we decided to become annual, it was very negative for the other festival because we interrupted the pact. And for the other, the smaller one, it was like a treason, of course. So, but finally, after many years, you know, all the festivals now have annual edition, so it makes sense, and we found a way to have different dates during the year so that nobody is affected by this decision. In the 80s, the business takes more place. On the festival side, the competition has been open to the TV and commission and films. And in 1985, we create the MIFA, the film market of Annecy. So I have just two pictures of how it looked at the beginning, just to show you. So it was very, very small, only few booths, but it was the start of the business part of Annecy. I think one of the success of Annecy now is to be able to have this festival and this market at the same time, so that we can invite the artist and the business, the professional, and they always find a way to meet each other. And I think that's the real force of Annecy right now, because the festival, and especially the MIFA, the market, is one of the key dates for the professional. And if they have to attend one event a year, usually they go to Annecy. So some figures, but you will see in my presentation I have very few. So you can see that in 1998, Annecy Festival becomes annual, and since that time, number of participants have increased years after years. In 2019, the last physical edition, that's why I mentioned these figures, we reached more than 12,000 attendees coming from more than 90 different countries. So it's a very, very huge number. We were wondering, we had a talk the last few days with Nancy, because it's a tricky number, because as I told you, Annecy is small, and now we are like victim of our success, and we have to find a way that we don't want to keep it growing, because otherwise we will lose all the magic of Annecy. We need to. It is a small family, the community of animation, and we want to stay like you are here in Animasyros. We want to make it easy for all the people, and if we grow too much, we will look like Cannes or such big festival and market. So to show you how it looks like now, I have this video, so we can play it. Mm-hmm. This is after movie, the clip we do after each edition.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
beautiful town. I don't want to go home. I love it.
Okay, I hope it will make you willing to come. So now, a few words about how it is Annecy right now. You can split the offer in 3 categories: the festival, the meetings, and the MIFA. So I will go a bit deeper on each category pretty fast, because I think that I won't have time to be longer. So we have an artistic director based in Canada, Marcel Jean, and every year he does a selection with people from the team, but also some people from outside, because the 3 guys who are part of the team are only boys, and we do believe that it's important to include also women to a committee of selection. So every year they receive more than 3,000 films from all over the world, and of course the competition cannot grow, so it's even tricky year after year, because we select around 200 or 250 films for the official competition. On the festival side, you have also very different type of screening. You have some retrospective. Every year we pay tribute to a country. Last year we were supposed to pay tribute to Africa for the season 2020. So of course we will try to postpone it again. We have some preview, of course. We have some carte blanche and other special program. For the meeting, we try to give the voice to many studios, many projects. We can talk about the making of. We can invite a famous director having a masterclass. A project which are not finally done, like in production or post-production, they can do a work in progress. And we have also some keynote with like the best decision makers, of course. And we have also, I think you have seen it in the video, we have some screening outside for a larger audience, especially for the people, the citizens of Annecy, and it's every evening outside. Before moving to the MIFA, I wanted to play another video just to give you an idea of the lineup of Annecy, what kind of project, what kind of film we selected every year into the competition, so that it gives you an idea of what kind of film you may submit in the future. Sorry. So as you can see, we encourage the diversity and, of course, the original creation. Of course, for the artistic director, the main issue is to find the right balance between this independent animation and also the preview of some majors, because also people, professional, come to see that. So we have to find the right balance and to propose like a 50-50 made of independent and more commercial content. So a few words about the market, because otherwise I think I will be over the time, so I will hurry myself. So as you told, Mark, I think the MIFA is one of the biggest events, a trade show for the animation industry. It has grown a lot also in parallel. It grows the same way than the festival, and we reached more than 4,000 delegates last year. They come from all over the world, 82 countries, as you can see, and it's located that way, if you want to see. Some picture to show you that how looks the MIFA. It's a very big structure on 2 grounds, and it lasts 4 days. Inside it's that way, so you can compare with the picture I show you, the black and white at the beginning. It's much more bigger. And beside the market and the booth, we also have a center of congress where many events around the animation industry take place. So you can see some recording session, the MIFA pitches, some focus on territories, on many others. I will end this presentation with one of the thing I'm taking care the most, the MIFA pitches, just to give you also again a lineup of the kind of project we usually support, and to give you an idea of some success story we had. During the MIFA pitches, we look for we look for projects at the early stage of development, and we really want to keep in touch till the end of the movie. So we have different devices in Annecy to discover them, and then to keep in touch, depending on how, if they start the pre-production, if they are in post-production, and when it's finished. So we are very happy when at the end they are selected and if they compete in Annecy. The best example we have is it's in the middle with Funan. Funan was selected in my category for the MIFA pitches in 2013, and he won the Crystal of Annecy for the picture in 2018. And I'm at the credit, on the credits. So I'm very happy for that. So just, I'm very happy with the workshop we are holding here, and I really hope that your movie will be in this slide in the near future, so that I can tell that we had a success story too here in Animasyros. Thank you for your attention.
It is fantastic, and we are so happy now the audience can share our happiness for this collaboration, and we wish all the best to our selected projects this afternoon. So now we can go on with the Q&A session. Yes?
Thank you very much, Géraldine, for the speech. It was very brilliant, you caught my attention by saying that you look for projects in very early stage of development. It means that since the pitch they give for the first time at Annecy, they have a long time to produce their project afterwards, or it's happening in 1 year like that?
Actually, it depends on the category, of course. If it's a short, it can take less time than if it is a feature. There is no condition. I mean, we want to be at the start of the project, to be the first to encourage them, to put them in contact with our network. And year after years, usually I do that during September, October. I keep in touch with all the project holders I met before, and I try to know how far they are in the process. And if I can help again, I will find a way to help them.
Thank you. Another question? No question.
I have a question. So the two departments, I don't see the programming department and MIFA, they're separate. How is the culture so permeating in keeping the same aesthetic and same things that you're looking for between the two sides? How connected are the two sides?
It's a good question. Actually, we are separate, but we work all together. So we're a team of almost 40 people working the whole year for the festival and the MIFA. And of course, we have this artistic director focusing on the festival, but we are often in touch, even on the MIFA side, to know what will be the program of the festival, just to make sure that we are connected to that. And it is the same way in the other side. Whoops, sorry.
Great.
So we really work together. We're separate, I mean on site, because the festival is more located in the center of Annecy, and the MIFA is nearby the lake, but Annecy is so small that it's only 10 minutes by walk. But that's it, only the site. Otherwise, all the program is together.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
How many projects do you pick for your pitching forums?
How many I receive or I select? Okay. Usually it depends on the category, but I would say that a bit less than 40. 40. And I receive, I think it's less than 10% because I receive more than 500 projects per year.
This is
for all category, yeah. If you are interested in the feature. Okay, for the feature, I think I receive more or less 100, 120, and only 7 or 8 maximum are pitch.
After 35 years for MIFA, right? It's
Yes.
about that. When pitches come in, can you tell what producers are going to be interested in what projects at this time? Like, can you imagine when you're looking at a pitch, you can imagine which producer that you know would probably be interested in that pitch?
Yeah, sometimes we try, of course, because especially for the French one, I don't know all the producers from all over the world, but for some French producer, we know what are the lineup they look for, the style, the aesthetic or the story they would like to support. So if we're able, of course, we connect them with the right people. Sure.
Yes, I would like to ask you. I have to look here. Okay, I would like to ask you to give us a few more information about the residency that you have just started.
Okay, thank you. It's not part of my presentation, but you're right, Mac. We have launched during the last edition the first residency in Annecy. So it's dedicated to the feature film in development. We want to welcome them during 3 months in Annecy, from April to June, to work on the graphic development of the project. So we launched it during the last festival. The application was open till the end of August. I'm supposed to do the commission the next week, by the way. And we will select the first 3 artists who will be invited in Annecy. So it's international. They can apply from everywhere, and we will be happy to help them to provide some mentorship and to find a way to be spotlight during the festival. That's why we decided to put the residency during April to June. June is, of course, the trigger point of the residency, so that we can, of course, give them a very huge highlight during the MIFA and the festival.
Thank you. And another question regarding this situation we are all going through, the COVID-19 situation, and I would like to know how you deal with that, how you proceed from now on, if everything changes, or what's the challenge, what's new, what's old, what you keep, what is your new procedure?
Okay. Yeah, I think like many events, we have to reinvent ourselves. So last year was very tricky because I think we thought till not the end, but I mean till April that we could hold this physical edition, but finally we had to cancel, like many other events. So we have to decide in only 2 months to change everything. So all the program was ready, so we have to move on a digital edition with the same client, with the same guest. So it was tricky, but we made it. And from this edition, we learned a lot. And it means that we will organize differently the next edition, because actually we don't know yet what will be the next edition. It's too far, and the situation is not progressing so well. So we have to be prudent and to, of course, we do hope that we can hold a physical edition, but I think that for the future, we will definitely go for a hybrid edition, mixing physical and also digital, because it will help also people who cannot come every year to be connected with Annecy. So that's the way we think the next edition.
Thank you. So, same here for Animasyros and Agora. This year, the 6th edition is phygital. Animasyros 13 is phygital. And it's a good, let's say, preparation for the next years, because we have broadened our audience with this COVID. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the best. Long live Annecy and MIFA. We'll be back in a few minutes. We take a short break and we'll be back with our next presentation. Welcome back to our next presentation. Is Vasiliki Diagouma from ECOME, which is the National Center of Audiovisual Media and Communication. Unfortunately, Ms. Diagouma couldn't be with us today, but she sent a video, and she will present all the new Vasiliki Diagouma is the head of international relations and communications, covering media, marketing, and business development. She leads ECOME's engagement with national stakeholders and international partners and represents ECOME on the full range of its media-related and communication activities. Graduate of the National School of Public Administration, she holds a degree in Political Science, Faculty of Law, Athens, and a Master in Management of Creative and Media Enterprise. Fluent in 6 languages, she has served a 6-year diplomatic mandate in Greek embassies in Spain and Serbia, and has over 17 years of experience in management positions in the public and private sector. As I was saying, she couldn't be with us physically. She sent a video, so we won't have a Q&A session just after the video.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Agora of the 13th edition of Animasyros Film Festival. First of all, let me thank the organizers of the festival, and mainly the Agora organizers, Marinetta, and the rest of the wonderful team for having me at this digital presentation. So I don't want to take most of your time. I know that you have many presentations lined up for you, but this is a session where you will be presented with tools of how to best optimize your potential in order to bring your story to life and share your content with your audience. So let's start with what ECOME can offer for your project, and basically let's discuss financial incentives and how to use them. Greece is the ideal destination for your next project, and the reason is more or less obvious to all of you, but it's not just a place where you can find great, attractive incentives. We also have a full set of services provided, guaranteeing less bureaucracy, time-efficient procedures, and guidance throughout your project. You are here to create in an amazing, beautiful surrounding and collaborate with qualified film professionals, where you will be able to use incentives such as the ones we're presenting right now, mainly the cash rebate program for film, TV series, documentary, and animation. This is a program designed also for digital games, where you receive 40% of the money invested and spent in Greece in eligible expenses. The project is guaranteed with 75 million euro in the state budget through the public investment program. And one of the most interesting parts is that there is no cap. So the more money you spend for your project in Greece, the more money you will get. And there is also a very interesting tool called Tax Relief for Audiovisual Productions, addressed to all people, whether physical or legal entities, who wish to invest in an audiovisual project. It follows the same principles as the cash rebate program, but let's discuss details about the cash rebate program. It's a very flexible tool, especially for animated projects, whether we discuss feature films, TV series, documentaries, choosing Greece for principal photography and or post-production. There is a minimum required local spend depending on the category of your project. So if you would choose Greece for an animated TV series, you have a minimum required spend of over 25,000 euro per episode. And if you choose to have more than 70 episodes, then you have lowered the minimum required spend at 15,000 euro. So this is a very fast track, smooth procedure with an application system that was designed to run for all year long, 24/7, from Monday to Sunday. And the most basic requirement for you, provided that you have prepared your dossier for us, is that you come to apply at the latest 10 days before the beginning of production or post-production, in case you choose to apply both for production and post-production in Greece. We use an electronic system. Everything is done digitally, and you have your decision at no later than 45 days after your submission. The most important thing is that as soon as you finish your project and you are ready to submit the final request in order to receive the money, the whole procedure from beginning to end will last no longer than 6 months. This is something that you should have in mind, and I'm here presenting the card for the digital games, which is slightly more different, but those of you involved in animation may be also attached to projects for a digital game. So it's only natural for us to present you also these requirements. So you have a minimum spend of 30,000 euro, you present a game design document, you pass a cultural test that is the same as in feature films, TV series, documentaries, varied according to the type of project, and you have final control, and you're done. One more important thing to know, and I will come back to the cash rebate program with more details and an example for you to be able to understand what we mean with eligible expenses, is to see that a project can come to Greece using the cash rebate program, but it can also be combined with a tax relief program. At the same time, a project can come to Greece and only claim support from the tax relief program. The tax relief program is a very interesting tool. It's addressed to those who wish to invest in a project. So beneficiaries can be physical or legal entities. And you need to be operating in Greece. You have to be able to submit your tax declaration in Greece. So few requirements, among which a special bank account in a Greek bank that the production company will open, and the investment and all the payments will be made through the bank account. And of course, a very important thing to remember for the tax relief is that it is transferable to the next fiscal year in case of income loss at the end of the current fiscal year where you're applying for a project. Another very, very important aspect of our incentives is the operation of a national network of film offices throughout Greece. We are collaborating with the 13 regions and 2 major municipalities, meaning in Thessaloniki and Athens, in order to be able to facilitate productions of any sort, whether those supported by the cash rebate and tax relief programs, but from other smaller projects as well that cannot be, for some reasons, included in the incentives programs by ECOME. So one of the reasons why we focus a lot in the film offices network is that we want to provide free services that will facilitate professionals such as you to bring your project to life by using administrative tools that will be required from you in order to perform the tasks related to production. So we are there in collaboration with all the stakeholders in order to facilitate your project. And we think that with the use of the existing financial incentives of ECOME and the way administration works throughout the network, we are securing a very flexible environment for professionals in order to be operating in every region throughout Greece and make use of all the amazing locations that Greece has to offer for filming. Discussing servicing, discussing projects, discussing cultural identities and digital exploitation of audiovisual works is a hugely important issue for us. That's why the National Repository of Audiovisual Archives of ECOME is one of our most loved project. It's our pride and joy. So we focus in audiovisual heritage, audiovisual archives, and audiovisual culture. And I don't want to give you more details about this, but I know that you will be hungry for more as soon as this presentation is over. So I invite you to contact us and learn more about the National Repository of Audiovisual Archives, because this is also another way to connect with ECOMEN. Audiovisual literacy and basically MIL, Media and Information Literacy, is our motto for education. We have a white paper, we have uploaded it on our website, and you are free you're more than welcome basically to visit our website and use it. And we are analyzing our target audiences. We describe how we target skills from elementary school throughout to professional training and reskilling. So this is a lifelong learning process for us, and we invest in different age groups and different educational backgrounds in order to promote MIL. So we have briefly presented the incentives and the services provided by ECOME in relation to its major projects. I know this is a very condensed type of information. I know that you already like Greece, to say the least, and some of you may know Greece better than I do. So I just want to emphasize that Greece is not just about landscapes, it's not just about the natural beauty that you all know, it's also about the human element, the fact that we have a great base of qualified film professionals who are ready to service any type of project and who are used to working under strenuous conditions and are ready to support and collaborate with you. So this is one of the reasons why we implement programs for professional training, and we invest in our workforce in order to bring bigger and better projects to Greece. So when you come to Greece and you decide to invest in Greece and you are ready to apply for the cash rebate program, which is the right decision, by the way, I want to just mention what sort of expenses we're talking about when we discuss eligible expenses and how we have designed the rebate in order to work for your project. So eligible expenses are above the line expenses and below the line expenses. We cover through the cash rebate program above the line expenses up to 35% of the total eligible costs, meaning that we can pay royalties, screenplay and soundtrack, fees for director, scriptwriter, and producer, and 2 leading actors in case of feature films with real actors. But the main thing is that if a director or a scriptwriter chooses to be paid in Greece, then the fee is eligible and is covered for up to 35% of the total eligible cost. In the case of the below the line expenses, we have a few elements where the cost cannot go over. For example, completion bond guarantees go up to 5%. The production service company's fee will go up to 10%. And here I have the opportunity to explain you why a lot of companies that choose Greece as a destination for their production, they choose to collaborate with a production service company in order to submit their application for the cash rebate program, because you need to have a Greek tax identification number in order to submit the application. So many companies can partner with a Greek production service company, or you can set up your own company. This is something that you will decide once you come to Greece and see how your needs are best serviced. But the fee of the production service company can be covered for up to 10% of the total eligible cost. There are limitations that are described here in this presentation, and I will not bother you with that many details, because the point here is for you to understand that there are elements of this program that you can definitely use, and with the right guidance that we will provide you, you can come and invest in Greece for your project. Now, I do have an example on a €1 million budget, and this is actually what I was referring to in my previous slide. So above the line expenses, below the line expenses, application costs, the fee to apply for the cash rebate program that is required by law, and all this calculated on a €1 million budget. So if you had a €1 million budget for your project, and I know you are already laughing in the room because in animation we are calculating with a different way, but at the same time you have big productions in animation as well, and I hope that all of you, if not most of you, will be related to a project of that type in the near future. So the most important thing to remember is that the steps in order to be included in the cash rebate program are simple, and they are designed to work for your project. You have a very simple cultural test that you need to fill out. You have a very simple way to receive the money, because it is deposited in the bank account, the Greek bank account that you will declare when you submit the application, and it's paid in cash, tax-free. There is a 2-tier auditing required for the program, meaning that you bring your invoices that have already been controlled by a chartered accountant, and we will provide chartered accountants to control all expenses in order to guarantee that all expenses are covered and are clear to be paid by ECOME. When you receive the grant from ECOME, you are obliged to use our logo, and at that point we are very proud and happy that we are connected with you through the program and through other parts of a collaboration that is generated through this process. We have a number of services provided to you with full confidentiality for your project. You can send us a script, or you can share with us information about the type of project you are bringing to Greece, and we provide guidance for the script and guidance for the procedure in full confidentiality. According to EU law, you can combine the state aid of ECOME with another state aid, but limitations do apply here. So it cannot exceed cumulatively 50% of the overall production cost of the audiovisual work in case of another state aid. It goes up to 60% if it's an EU co-production, and 80% for difficult audiovisual work. Again, this only applies to EU member countries, and one of the very important things to remember here is that media and Eurimage are not considered state aid, so you can definitely get a support from, let's say, the media program and a separate support from ECOME, and this will not be considered simultaneously. I think this is something that most of you think it's very technical by now and slightly complicated. I'm just giving you the number of projects that we have supported since we started operating the cash rebate program 2.5 years ago. And we are very happy that the 86 projects that we have supported thus far have an overall very positive experience. It's like the buttons that you push in different stores when you say whether you've been very happy or slightly happy or not at all happy. So we have great feedback from companies that have collaborated with us. It can sound technical, it can look overwhelming. It is not. We are here for you, and once you once you've applied for the cash rebate program, then you can go ahead and forget about it and finish your project and bring your story to life. We have received more than 87 million euro in investment in Greece from the beginning of the project and returned over 30 million euro through the cash rebate program. It has given us a lot of reasons to be proud of because it has employed over 26,000 people who were attached to these projects one way or another through their professional identities. And we have witnessed projects, going in every single location across Greece. So we are very keen to welcome more projects, especially animated projects, because we love animation, we support animation. We think that Greece can work as a creative hub for professionals like you, and we will be very, very happy to see you at ECOME. My contact details are at your disposal, and I will be very happy to connect with you and discuss possible ways to connect through your project and help you solve any questions you might have after this very long presentation, which I know I have exceeded my time limit. And I know Marinetta will cut my thank you and goodbyes. Thank you, and enjoy Animasyros and Agora.
Our sessions through our YouTube channel. We would like to thank you so much for your support all these years. ECOME has supported us all these years as well. Animasyros and Agora, we organized together 2 years ago the Athens Animation Agora with a huge success. And hopefully next year you will be here with us physically. So now we take a short break, and we'll be back with our next presentation. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. We are at the last day of our sixth edition of Agora, the marketplace of Animasyros Animation Festival. We are very happy to have with us Anna Kasimati, who holds the position of Project Manager for the Creative Europe Media Desk in Greece, as well as the head of the Research and Programs Office at the Greek Film Center. She is responsible for the implementation, operation, monitoring, and management of approved projects under National Strategic Reference Framework and other European funds. She has a Bachelor of Art in Communication Studies from Coventry University and a Master in Communication Policy from City University in London. She has 15 years of experience in research and analysis in the fields of culture and audiovisual policy. She is a member of European Film Agency Directors Association and European Film Agencies Research Network. Anna, welcome. The floor is yours.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here today, physically, also the ones that they are online. My name is Anna Kasimati. I represent the Film Fund Greek Film Center, which amongst others has the administrative responsibility to operate the Greek desk of Creative Europe Media Program. I would like to thank very much the organizers for the invitation and the opportunity to present Creative Europe program, Creative Europe Media, and the role of the desks. Finally, we will speak a little bit about the applied policy and the vision that Creative Europe program has on the issue of festivals and markets, or else agoras, as it is called here in Animasyros. So following a few words about Creative Europe program in general. Creative Europe is the European Commission's framework program for the support of culture and audiovisual industry, following on from two previous programs that were independent, media and culture. In 2014, they merged and they created Creative Europe with a budget of 1,046 million euros for the period 2014 to 2020. It supports thousands of artists, cultural and audiovisual professionals, organizations in performing arts, fine arts, publishing, film, TV, music, heritage, and the video games industry. The funding allows them to operate across Europe, to reach new audiences, and to obtain the skills needed in our digital era. These are the results, and they are mentioned because they are also the priorities that Creative Europe program had for the period of 2014-2020. Also, by helping European cultural works to reach audiences in other countries, the program helps for the linguistic and the cultural diversity that it's also European Union's aim. More specifically about Creative Europe Media. Creative Europe Media's main objective is film industry and audiovisual industry in general. It started 27 years ago, in particular 1991, now operates its fifth phase. For Greece, which is a small country with limited linguistic expansion and a limited production capacity, media has contributed in a great extent to help audiovisual professionals to find European co-producers. It helped to international pre-sales and the distribution of our films also. And last but not least, as far as the training sector is concerned, helped the improvement of the skills as well as the networking of the Greek professionals with their European colleagues. In order to facilitate everyone who is interested to connect and informed about the program, a network of Creative Europe desk has been created, one desk in each participating country. that provides information and promotes the program. What we do is that we assist potential applicants, we stimulate cross-border communication and cooperation, and we support commissions with data and information. In general, the desks have 4 main tasks, which is to organize info days at national or local level in order to promote and ensure that the program has wide publicity. We present the conditions to the participants and also inform them about deadlines and what an application may need. We facilitate cross-border cooperation and participation in the Creative Europe program by providing technical assistance through workshops and meetings. We communicate and we disseminate the results of each call, but also the final results of the projects in order to illustrate the impact that the program all over has. And we ensure that there is also continuous communication amongst Creative Europe Media Program and other European programs such as Horizon and Erasmus. One of the most commonly asked questions about Creative Europe Media is if individuals can apply. The answer for the time being is no, it's not open for individuals, only private companies and cultural organizations, but around 250,000 of professionals and artists receive funding through projects that are submitted to media or Creative Europe in general. It was decided that this is a much more effective, cost-effective way, and the results that it achieves will have a lasting impact. And we don't know if this will change for the next period. We wait to see the announcement. So let's talk now about our main topic, which are festivals and markets. How Creative Europe Media contributes for their further expansion. As you know, each film and TV series, either large or small, needs to find its audience. Marketing, promotion strategies make a huge difference in the visibility of a work, and media supports promotion activities in several ways. Festivals play a crucial role in promoting European works, of course, because at first you have some critical reviews. You have the first impact of the film in a limited but critical audience. Then you have a profile that starts to build for the film before the film and prepares the ground before the film releases to the general public. In 2019, media co-financed a total of 75 festivals of international importance, in which were exhibiting mainly European works, and of these, 34 were from low production capacity countries, and overall a total of 3.5 million euros was awarded to festivals. Among the festivals that receive funding in Greece is the Thessaloniki Film Festival, International Film Festival for Children and Youth in Olympia, and Animasyros also, not currently, but not so long in the past. Also, Brussels Film Festival, Zagreb, Semaine de la Critique in Cannes, Nordic Film Days, Gothenburg International Film Festival. This is a fairly short list that illustrates the expansion and the diversity of the program. The support is, these are some data for the impact of Creative Europe Media Program in Greece till 2019, specifically for festivals. As you can see, almost 2 million were awarded in Greece. So, how Creative Europe Media supports festivals? Through two actions. The first one, support to festivals, rather straightforward. The point, the aims, and the priorities is to increase effectiveness and professionalization. The second is to present European non-national works, to enlarge the audience of European non-national works, and finally, to increase the circulation of European non-national films. Action 2, it's fairly new. It's something that operates for the last 2 years. It supports the European network for festivals. The point here is to reinforce sustainability and enhance the cooperation amongst the members of the network through joint activities and joint strategies, and to foster the exchange of knowledge and good practices. And that is something that happens because you achieve economies of scale and resource efficiency. Also, they have the same priority as the first action to increase effectiveness and promotion and audience development. As you know, markets and festivals are not the same thing, although they collide sometimes and they are co-organized. Markets are opportunities for the professionals to meet, exchange ideas, network and learn. I have one statistic from European film market in Berlin from 2010 till 2020. The exhibitors at the Berlinale were at the beginning of 2010 around 400, and last year were 600, which is a significant increase from the exhibitors and the people that are interested to participate in markets. So the media program, in order to support that tendency, invests around 10 million euros annually for the development of market activities. Amongst them are Marché du Film in Cannes, MIP-TV and MIPCOM, European Film Market, European Film Promotion, MIFA, the presentation of the festival was done earlier, New Nordic Films, and ITFA Amsterdam. Through this funding, media wants to help European films to find their audiences, because there is competition from Hollywood studios at the box office, as we all know, as well as now we have recently the rise of global online platforms. Every year in Europe, we have a production of around 3,000 film productions, which is a number rather big, and that means that the competitions for the viewers' interest is tougher than ever. So media will help to stimulate, tries to find ways to stimulate the interest by supporting the unique characters that European films have, and through the support of film festivals specifically and markets. Lately is also focusing on the young, to help build a young and next generation of cinema lovers. 24% of the budget last year was used for activities making European audiovisual content more visible. Festivals and markets are the medium to succeed this cause. For the closure of my presentation, I will again repeat that festivals and market offer a much needed program of events and professional opportunities about and with the audiovisual industry. The coronavirus pandemic has caused a serious disruption worldwide of their regular activities. Film bodies in charge of organizing these events succeeded to modify them and adapt them to the current situations fairly quick. As we can all see, we are here in a festival that works also online and physical. We are all waiting for the future to see what it holds, but it is almost certain that when all this will be over, festivals specifically will aim for the celebration of their physical editions, and Creative Europe program will be one of their allies. That is it from me.
Hi, thank you, Anna, for the presentation. I would like just to know if there is always an obligation to operate 3 years for a festival before the support of media program. No.
That because at the call for the festivals, it is asked to submit the catalogs of the festival of the 3 previous years, but if you don't have that, that does not mean that you are not eligible.
Okay.
Can I ask for a clarification? What does non-national film mean in the presentation?
It means that in order for a festival to get a fund, part of its programming should be non-national.
Okay.
A great part. That's why you can apply. This is the way to apply.
So Creative Europe applications are very daunting as applications go. Having looked at one, they are very detailed. And so you said that you do hold workshops for them.
Yes.
There's also an open line
La
for
promesa.
people to specifically work with
So
you
the
on
camera?
their application.
No.
Like, is there a
Yes.
technical desk at?
Yes, the desks are giving technical information about every detail or question that someone has. I urge you to submit. It's not so frightening as it looks. It's also something that you can do only digitally, so no paperwork or any other difficult certifications that are needed usually. It's something, yes, that we can talk and we can discuss, and you can do it, yes.
Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.
For your support. And we go on directly with our next presentation. Okay, welcome Athena. Athena Kalkopoulou is the Director of Promotion at the Greek Film Center. She is a creative producer with 20 years of experience in film funding and outreach in the USA and Europe. Her latest documentary, A Growing Thing, co-production of US and German co-production, broadcasted on Deutsche Welle and PBS World Channel. She has collaborated with the Sundance Institute, with the South by Southwest Festival and the San Francisco International Film Festival. Previously, she oversaw the San Francisco Film Society's fiscal sponsorship and project development program. She holds a Master of Art in Film and TV Production from the University of Bristol and a Bachelor of Art in Media with Cultural Studies from the University of Sussex. Welcome, Athena. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the introduction. I'm happy to be in Syros, albeit the very different circumstances this year. And I'm happy that a lot of you are watching from your different countries at home. So as Marinetta mentioned, I am the Director of Promotion at the Greek Film Center. The Greek Film Center is the public body of film funding and film promotion in Greece. There are several funding initiatives, none of which is specific to animation, but we do accept proposals for animated films in all of our different funds. So, for example, there's a feature film fund. You can apply with your feature-length animation project, and short film fund, and so on. So yes, for more information you can check out our website, www.gfc.gr, or of course come and find me and I'll direct you accordingly. What I do at the Greek Film Center is I am in charge of Hellas Film, which is a sales agent of sorts. promoting and distributing Greek cinema nationally and internationally. So we provide funding for Greek films to premiere their film internationally. We cover their travel expenses and their promotional expenses. We also provide funding to support the distribution of Greek films in Greek theaters. Our funding could cover promotional costs like marketing materials or DCP creation and things like that. So we do those things. Then we also promote and support screening series or festivals internationally that show Greek films. The part that I'm here to talk to you about today is our consultation services that we provide in regards to a film's promotional campaign. So we are always happy to hear from you and watch your film, or if your film is still in idea phase or development phase, we are happy to talk with you about your audience, help you identify your audience, and then help you reach your audience. I personally think that you should be thinking about your audience as early as the conception of your idea. You have an idea about a film, but it's equally important to be thinking, who is my film relevant to? Who would be interested in watching my film? And through that process, then you can really maximize your film's potential. Usually the first step in meeting your audience, obviously, is festival premiere. At the Greek Film Center, we have a really comprehensive list of animated film festivals that particularly cater to animated films or short films or children and youth films. So it used to be that when an animated film came to us, we would probably direct them with more certainty towards festivals for short films or children's film festivals. Now I can say that we have been working with more specifically animation film festivals. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that usually those are the three categories that would make sense for an animated project to be screening, not just the animated film festival, but also film festivals of short films or film festivals of children and youth films. You are welcome to reach out to me or to reach out to the festival, to Animasyros organizers, and I'm happy to share that long list of film festivals with you. But I'd like to just single out a few festivals that we have been working with and I think would make sense to be on your radar. Probably they are on your radar anyway if you're making animated films. Of course, Annecy, then we have Anima, the Brussels Animation Film Festival, the Glasgow Film Festival, the New York Children's Film Festival, the Chicago Children's International Film Festival, one of the oldest European film festival for short films and animated films would be the Krakow Film Festival, then Vienna Shorts, the Slin International Film Festival for children and youth in the Czech Republic, then in Bristol, UK, we have Encounters, and then AnimaFest in Zagreb and the Warsaw Animation Film Festival. So just kind of to give you a list of what we think are kind of the main film festivals in that category. Of course, there aren't just the A-list film festivals. There are many film festivals that cater to different segments of the audience. So I'd really like to encourage you to be creative when thinking about your audience. Of course, everyone wants to screen their film at Cannes, but the reality is Cannes does not have slots for everyone. And that's okay, you know, there are a lot of different ways to be engaging with your audiences, and I think it really makes sense to be thinking creative about it and to be thinking of kind of different parts of the audience and what festival can kind of meet what segment of your audience. So anyway, so let's see, you have completed your film and you have secured your premiere at a great film festival, then that means you need to prepare your presence before your screening. So depending on the film festival size and the film festival profile, you might want to be working with a publicist or not, or you might be doing all your promotional activities yourself. Definitely right now with social media, costs have gone down, and so, you know, it's easy, it's very practical, and it's easy for everyone to just learn kind of simple tricks and kind of do it themselves, if there's no budget to hire someone who specializes in film promotion. Some things to be thinking about, and I'm gonna pull up, should we pull up the website? So some things to be thinking about, and at the same time I'm showing you a website of animated short film called Dinner for Few. It's a Greek film, and it's from a few years ago, 2015. So for sure, you would need to be having some online presence. It can be a dedicated website like the one we're seeing right now, or it can be a Facebook page or Instagram profile, etc. I think it definitely makes sense to create a trailer. I think it should be no more than 1 minute long. I mean, of course, if your film, you know, if your film is really short, it also doesn't make sense to have a long trailer, but also, you know, keep it short and people will watch it. Then for your website, some things that we have here, and I think your website should include not too much information, but there are some really specific things that you should have. So for example, let's see, synopsis. Here they have a lot of cool film stills, they have a gallery. Also, you need to have your main crew bios, so your director, your producer, and anyone else in the creative team that would make sense to be on there. It makes sense, since you're premiering at a film festival and you're working with journalists and with publicity, to have a press kit. And then of course you need to have contact info for the person who's in charge of the sales of your film, or for the publicist of your film, or both, ideally. Then we see in this website, there's a link to their Facebook page. And this specific film, Dinner for Few, has been made available online. So right now you can rent it from Vimeo. So it has a link where you can go and watch the movie, rent it for €1, buy it for $3. So I think it makes sense to kind of talk about the very particular circumstances that we're up against right now. Of course, you know, in the last few months, we're kind of getting used to a very different reality about how we attend film festivals and how we interact with film festivals. You know, you're no longer screening your films in a dark theater only, in a room full of people, but, you know, in this particular case of Animasyros, in a kind of joint situation or just via an online platform. So anyway, this is new and this is changing, but I think coronavirus just made the change faster and inevitable, but I think it was happening anyway, and it was on its way to happening. I think in the future, or my personal prediction is that we're going to have hybrid versions of film festivals. So, you know, I mean, of course, film should be screened in a dark movie theater and on the big screen, and I hope that will happen very, very soon again. But I don't think it's a negative thing that we have the online platform. The fact that people are watching us right now from all over the world, even if they can't afford to be here or, you know, for whatever reason they're not here. So I think this hybrid model is here to stay. I think it offers us a lot of new opportunities for new ways to be promoting our films and for new ways to be engaging with our audiences. And also it offers us the opportunities for working very creatively with finding our audiences. And that's a good thing. I think we should all embrace this reality and see what happens. You know, we're not certain. And this is kind of, you know, we're kind of figuring things out as we go along, but it's not a bad thing. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's just another opportunity to engage with our audiences. So, to sum up, I think, you know, just kind of some food for thought. These are just kind of ideas for all of us to be thinking about. But to sum up, I want to encourage you to be thinking about who is your audience, and how you can reach them, and to really kind of use those new opportunities, you know, online. To reach your audience in the best possible way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Athena. Thank you for being with us today. And really, yesterday night, I received a mail with the new board of directors of the Greek Film Center. So it's, I can't, you know, I have to ask you about that. I mean, I have to ask you, how does this change of board of directors affect the strategy that you prepare for the promotion? I mean, you have a strategy and you have a new board of directors. So how you deal with this change?
So we're very happy about the news. It's like you said, it's happened, the news is super fresh, less than 24 hours ago. These are all people who have been working with Greek cinema, but outside of the Greek borders, and so I'm really excited about really increasing our potential and working together. Did I answer your question or anything else? I hope we can all work together in a really creative way. I'm very excited.
Thank you. Any questions?
Does Hellas Film, does the center support films that they've contributed to, funds and resources to, or does it support, your department support any Greek film?
Yes, Hellas Film supports any Greek film, regardless of whether it has been funded by the Greek Film Center or not.
So anybody can actually approach you
Absolutely.
for help in
Yes.
marketing?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. You said something about helping projects to find their audience from the development. This means that someone who has a project can come to you with the idea or a synopsis and can have a chat with you and talk about that?
I think at the very minimum, I can give you a little bit of my time and just give you my thoughts, even on, you know, whether I think your synopsis communicates your project in an effective way, or who I think would be interested in your film. So at the very minimum, I can do that, or we can do that in Hellas Film.
Okay, thank you very much, Athena. Thank you for your presentation. And we go on with an... Sorry? Short break? Okay, we'll take a short break and we'll be back in a few minutes with you. Okay. Welcome back to the 6th edition of Agora within the Animasyros International Animation Festival. So we go on with our last presentation for today. It's Dr. Panagiotis Kyriakoulakos. He's an assistant professor in computer animation at the Department of Product and Systems Design Engineering of the University of the Aegean. He has extensive experience in teaching and digital production activities both in Greece and France since 1987, including expertise for the media program of the European Union. Dr. Kyriakoulakos received the Grant of Excellence Research in Paris 2013 from the City of Paris to conduct research in Paris in the context of his 3D research framework. Dr. Kyriakoulakos received the title of Chevalier de Palme Académique by the French Ministry of Education in 2014 for his commitment to the French-Greek cooperation in the sectors of education and culture. He serves as Vice President of ASIFA Hellas since May 2015. So, Panagiotis, welcome and tell us everything about our Greek animation community. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you all for being here with us today at Animasyros. And my speech will be about the celebration of 75 years of Greek animation. It's an action that ASIFA Hellas operates for this year, but I have to say since the beginning that we are doing this as a moment in the history of branding Greek animation, and I have to put in the context this kind of action. So I will try to give you some preliminary notes in the beginning with the professional partnerships we built all the last years since 2014 in Greece. To understand a little bit about what Greece Animated 2020 is, the framework in which 70 years of Greek animation action is included. And I will speak about the main events with a focus on the 2014-2020 talents recognized during these years in Greece. About the International Animation Day and the 60 years of ASIFA, because we celebrate also not only the 60 years of the ANSI Festival, but also the beginning of operation of the International ASIFA. And I will speak a little bit about our efforts that COVID-19 put in the members of ASIFA as an obligation with the digital transformation comes as compulsory this year, and a little bit about where you can find Greek animation community resources, both physical and digital. So let's start from the beginning with many of the players that presented today. We had already collaboration. You can see here our first presence at MIFA back in 2017 with a program called Greek Animation Rocks. We presented in a territory focus what Greek animation is, not only the production, but also the festivals, the training and education resources that are available in Greece, and the talent that is already giving some results this year. So you will see what I mean in the next slides. At the time, we had two short films in competition in the Annecy Film Festival, and we used MIFA just as an institutional trampoline to present the Greek animation as a whole. We had also a collaboration with Ecome last year in the MIFA in 2019 at Annecy. You can see here our president, Vasilis Karamitsanis, with Vasiliki Diagouma and a colleague from Tunde Voldenberg, Cartoon Brew member, discussing about the opportunities in investing in Greek animation back in 2019. And we have also a collaboration with the Greek Film Center, Hellas Film, for the support of our delegation in Annecy, but also we award every year the best animation film prize called Stratos Stasinos. And we are already at our 5th edition, and this is something that make us learn a lot about Greek animation, because we vote here for the best animation from the ones presented in the Greek Animation Festival last year. And we have also a long-time collaboration with Media Desk Hellas, often in training actions. Here you have the program from the last celebration we had on the 70 years of Greek animation back in 2015 in of Athens, in Technopolis of Athens. And here you have some experts from abroad, John Lofts, for instance, the producer of Peppa Pig for BBC Kids, and Jason Robertson from the University of the West of Scotland, and also Benoit Mozin, who was the technical director of Asterix, and also Anna Kasimati, who presented at the time the European Creative Media, Creative Europe Media support for animation producers and creators. And a lot of people helped us in the professional community. I will mention the French Institute of Greece, because that's where we celebrate every year the International Animation Day. But as you can see from the logos of the poster from the 70 years of Greek animation, we have a lot of support from the professional community in Greece, and I have to acknowledge this support all these years. And last but not least, I have to mention GreekAnimation.com. It's an online resource for Greek animation. You can find there more than 1,000 animators in their database, and more than 2,000 films now are produced since 1945 in Greece. And most of them, 80% of the films are in their totality presented there, and the other 20% by a trailer, so you can have a visual identity of every film produced in Greece this 75 years of existence. Let's speak a little bit about what we did this year in the context of our branding Greek animation framework that is called Greece Animated 2020. The first event we organized, it was back in January, it was the Stratos Stasinos Award, and for the first year we recognized two directors, one professional. It was Andonis Dousias with a film called Violent Equation that was also presented in the competition, the official competition at Annecy last year, 2019. And for Kion Xenos, as a student work with Heatwave, that was also presented in the official competition of 2019 of Annecy Festival. And this year, as we know already, the Annecy Festival was a digital edition, so we had a digital Greek pavilion there under the name of Greece Animated with 15 representatives of Greek animation. And we had excellent feedback from our colleagues in the global animation community. So this kind of digital edition seems to work a lot because people cares, even virtually. And let's talk a little bit about the 75 years of Greek animation action now. It will take place from October 2020 to September 2021. It's a bridge between Greece Animated 2019-2020 and the Greece Animated 2021-2022 framework of branding Greek animation. And we prepare anthologies on Greek animation with the trends that appeared in recent years, 2014-2020. And we have a broad alliance with all animation festivals in Greece. I remind you that all these festivals are international animation festivals and just happening to be organized in Greece. We have business-oriented training seminars that will take place in Athens, but also digitally, so every Greek professional could attend. We have a new book that it will be edited, supervised by me and Eleni Mouri, professor of the University of West Attica, on the animation praxis and production. It will be not dedicated only to Greek animation, as you see, but we see it most as an educational resource for universities. And also we have the intention to provide the community with digital resources available on our website and downloadable for everyone for free. And all this action is under the auspices and the support, financial support of the Greek Ministry of Culture and Sports, and we like to acknowledge this this premiere. It's the first time that the Greek Ministry of Culture and Sports supports Greek animation loudly. And the first action is started a little bit. It's the presentation of the program. We had a pre-selection of anthologies presented at Chaniartoun Festival that was ended last week. And we have the presentation, the official presentation of the 75 years of Greek animation program here at Animasyros, and will be present also with the same information activities at Thessaloniki Animation Festival on October and at the end of October, and at Icona Film Festival, Animation Festival in Corfu in November. We have the intention to focus on the trends appearing mostly through the experience we had with Stratos Stasinos Awards And we have a special anthology on women in Greek animation, a very powerful trend in these last years. Anthology on commissioned works, music clips, and advertising was of excellent quality also these years. We have a special anthology on diaspora animators like Nassos Vakalis, you've seen before with Dinner for Few. And also a special anthology on art and culture-driven works. I have to say that many talented 3D animators are using art and culture as inspiration, Greek art and Greek culture as inspiration to their works, and this is also something that we have the intention to present during our events here. This is the 11 films selected by Anastasia Dimitra for the Women in Greek Animation. 11 excellent films, many of them awarded in international festivals these past years, and I think this is one of the anthologies that you have to see without any doubt. And we move to the next event that we will have during the 75 years of Greek Animation Action. It will be during the International Animation Day celebration in the French Institute of Athens, but also in other French institutes in Greece. You can see here that Larissa and Patras will celebrate as well on the 26th and 27th of October with the same program, the 75 years of Greek animation. We have to present also films from all around the world, but also a selection of Greek animation festivals awarded films. And we have to present the State of the Animation Art 2014-2020 in a panel with Greek animators and producers, mainly in Athens, but it will be broadcasted also to the other French institutes in Larissa and Patras. And we have to prepare also a special issue of Asifa Hellas newsletter with the support of Media Desk Hellas, hopefully, focusing on Greek animation 2014-2020. And this is something that will be also distributed at the Annecy Animation Festival in printed edition in 2021 if the physical edition will take place. We will have also in this newsletter focus on co-productions because we have recent achievements on that matter. Some of the recent results are the presence of Thomas Kustler at Berlinale Talent in 2020 and the feature film of Spiros Yakas supported by media development. It is called Night with Kallikanzaros, and it's one of the promising quality feature films for the next years to follow. Irida Zonga also granted an academic award by Asifa Hollywood this year. She's the second Greek person awarded an academic award by Asifa Hollywood. The previous one was Vasilis Kroustalis, who is mainly a researcher in this area. And here I would like just to see the first results coming from Irida Zonga, co-production with Estonia, Serbia, Albania, and Greece. And this is coming from the website of Vasilis Kroustalis, ZP Frames. It is a report on the release of the film by Irida. And this is just to remind us that it's not only financial concern, but co-production is also a matter of combining talent from different countries. For instance, here, the Estonian studio Nuku Films was in charge of the main characters of the film, which is a combination of stop motion and 2D animation, digital 2D animation. Please. Okay, it was just a teaser of a few seconds, but I think you can see the quality of the project. And also we had to adapt to the actual pandemic, COVID-19 situation. So we prepare training webinars with the support of the University of the Aegean. It will be done with the resources of the e-class system of the animation open course in the University of the Aegean. And we will have also to provide video masterclasses in our website and some video portraits from talent recognized and discovered these 5-6 years. And you will have also a special section in our website with resources to download, including the Hellenic Animation Guide with all the community official support, and also the companies that are operating in Greece and that are given also the possibility to co-produce with other animation companies in the world and use the cash rebate scheme, because you need to produce via these production companies if you want to have the cash rebate available. And we are also supported by the Ministry of Culture for this digital transformation activities. And just to finish, I will give you an idea of what you can find online for Greek animation resources in digital form and also in printed form. It's the book that we published in 2016 for the 70 years of Greek animation, and also some articles that are available in the Animation World magazine by Peter Skavemacher back in 2016, and by Vasilis Kroustalis. It was the special edition of Asifa magazine for ANSI 2019 festival with a panorama of the Greek animation production these last years. And I think I'm done with the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Panagiotis, for this excellent presentation. Thank you for putting the Greek animation in the international map of animation. We can go on with a few questions. Any questions from the audience?
I'm curious, are there any feature films in the history of Greek animation? And how many are there? If you can talk
Yes, we have maybe a little bit more than the fingers of one hand, 6 or 7, and the last one was done in 2014, and it was a remake of Voyage vers la Lune, the trip to the moon from Spartalis, yes.
Right. We take another question.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm from Cyprus. I've been following what Asifa Hellas has been doing for the last few years, and I really want to congratulate you for all the effort that you're doing. You're really contributing in developing the community and the industry. One of the main challenges that we have in Cyprus is the professional training, which is lacking because the industry is not developed yet. And more specifically, I would say, bringing young graduates to an industry level. So there is this gap in skills and knowledge. And I would really like to see some synergies happening between our two countries to help young talent to rise faster, let's say, to shorten the learning curve. So I would be happy to, I would love to have a discussion later, not now, about how perhaps you could do that.
Okay, we'll be with you right after the presentation to discuss, but we can have also the opportunity to participate to the digital webinars. There will be one on script matters and another on financial preparation of pitching and also development files for the media program, for instance, etc. So because it will be in Greek, you can actually participate without a problem from a distance.
Any more questions?
GreekAnimation.com, the website, is that curated by Asifa Hellas?
No, it's totally independent. It's curated by Angelos Rouvas, who is a renowned animator in Greece with many films behind his background, and it's a private initiative that we support fully, and during our 70 years celebration we did an effort to make available a lot of resources in English language, because they have a very good section on the history of Greek animation, and it goes only in Greek, so we tried to provide at least to the global community resources in English language.
Yes. Anna? No? Yes, actually, you must be very proud, because Asifa Hellas awarded Signe Bowman with the Asifa Award. Was a great award that happened here, and I would like to have a few words about this.
It was a very moving moment anyway, seeing Signe Bowman taking by Nancy. It was very moving experience, and also her reaction on the John Quinn prize that was made by Heart and Hand. It was just something that put Animasyros, for instance, to the world renowned festivals now. It's something that is an achievement also for Animasyros to have such a big award given here at Animasyros, and thank you, Nancy, for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Panagiotis. Okay, with this, this was our last presentation for the 6th edition, the first connected Agora of Animasyros 13. We will be back not with the virtual audience, but with the physical audience for our pitching forum that it will be held at 2:30 in this room again. And before I leave the YouTubers all around the world, I would like to inform them about the selected projects that they will pitch in front of our jury, which is international jury from Belgium with Nancy Denny Phelps, from Holland with Tunde Vollenberg, with Géraldine Baché from France and the head of projects of MIFA, with Antoine Lietou from Lidac Films, and myself from Agora Animasyros. The selected projects are, in random order, Oscar from Greece, In Her Face from Portugal, Mesut from Cyprus, Playground from Greece, and Vast Blue Antarctica from Greece. All the selected projects will receive a certificate of participation in the Animation du Monde workshop, and the winner will be invited in Annecy 2021 to pitch in front of 200 professionals. So stay tuned, because tomorrow we will announce the awards. Stay tuned in our YouTube channel, in animasyros.com. We will announce the time of the awards during the closing ceremony. All the other friends of Agora and Animasyros, please be with us at 2:30 right after the short break. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. The selected projects are 6. I forgot one, travel bags. The Greek projects, I'm really sorry. We are really tired. Sorry for Kion, for Kion Xenos. Travel bag is also selected, and it will be pitched this afternoon. Thank you very much.